Hey, Regina here at Tarot in Time. I'm at our Kent, Connecticut tarot reading room, and I'm here to talk to you about the month of January. So the beginning of the video is going to be all about the month of January's astrology. It's going to be time-stamped below week by week, so if you need to skip around, and it will be reposted later because I know it's a lot of information. It'll be followed by a pick-a-pile tarot reading, so let's get started. So 2024, January 1st, we talked about it in our last video about the chart for the year ahead. So looking at New Year's Eve, and we know that the moon's going to be in the sign of Virgo that evening. Sun's always in the sign of Capricorn, and we've got a couple of our personal planets, Mercury, how we communicate, Venus, how we are in relationship, and Mars, the planet of action, all in the sign of Sagittarius, okay? So we have a lot of themes of freedom with Sagittarius. We have Virgo, this earth sign ruled by Mercury that the moon will be in. And we also know that on New Year's Eve, Mercury will still technically be in retrograde. So when we look at the chart for the year, we're kind of kicking off the year with a Mercury retrograde theme, okay? And the moon, Virgo being ruled by Mercury, kind of intensifies that even more. So we're going to look ahead at this year that we're kicking it off with a lot of earth energy to start because the sun's in an earth sign, the moon's in the earth sign, and we also have Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, and we have Uranus in the sign of Taurus, but they're kind of making like a loose trine. So there's this loose grand trine going on of earth energy, which is considered a really positive aspect. But we don't have a lot of air going on this to start off the year. No planets in air until our wonderful Pluto, the sign of transformation and change, is finally going to move into the sign of Aquarius mid-month. Okay, so we'll talk more about that. All right, so let's get started. We know already with Mercury retrograde themes that we're going to be revising things, reviewing things, renewing things, reassessing, and really taking a look at, I think it's a lot to do with schedule because Virgo has a lot to do with that, and where we give our time and energy away, and making sure that we are taking care of ourselves because we have these themes of freedom with Venus and Sagittarius and Mars and Mercury and Sagittarius. So we want to make sure that our schedule is going to reflect the freedom that we need to get the things done that we want to do. There's health and wellness themes here with the moon and Virgo. And so let's make the most of it. So when we start off on January 1st, thank goodness Mercury will go direct by the evening of the 1st, okay? So we can kind of get that Mercury retrograde behind us, but again, it's still kind of leading us into the new year. So let's not be afraid to review things, to know that we may get new information that we didn't know before that may change things for us, okay? And let's allow that to be a positive thing. So we start off January 1st with Mercury going direct. It'll still be in its shadow for a few days, but I'm just happy that it's direct. Now we have a couple things going on. We have Venus making a square to Saturn, and it continues on for like a good part of the month. It looks like it goes till about the 16th. So Venus ruling relationships, the relationship with ourselves, others, has some meanings about value and money, squaring, abrasive aspect to Saturn, the rules, the responsibility, right? So keeping that in mind, that's going to be running there for half of the month at least. And then Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to be square Neptune, and that kind of goes on about mid-month too. So Mercury squaring the planet of illusion and delusion, the planet of fog, right? So things might not be all the way clear. So even though the Mercury retrograde ends, there still could be a lot of fogginess. And so don't be afraid to reevaluate things as the year goes along, okay? And also as the month goes along. So my advice to you on January 1st is just chill out, review plans, review your new year plans, review your year plans, look at your budget, look at your schedule, all those kind of things that we do at the beginning of the year, but just take a little extra time for that, okay? Like I said, communication will still be cloudy. We have Chiron going direct midweek, which will be helpful. And by Wednesday, there's really good time to be brainstorming and thinking about teamwork. But just be gentle in your love life because we do have that Venus square Saturn, okay? Thursday, by a little after breakfast, we'll have the moon moving into the sign of Capricorn. Another great day for brainstorming and teamwork. Friday the 5th, we will have the moon going into Scorpio early morning, okay? And I always smile when I talk about the moon in Scorpio. I love it. You can get a lot done, but you might want to chill out in the evening. Now, water signs need a lot of rest, right? So let's not push it, but there will be a lot of dynamic energy available during the day on Friday the 5th. We will move into a weekend, mostly Scorpio, mostly the moon in Scorpio. So it can be really social, but it can also be a little emotional, okay? And then on Sunday, it's a great day for art, for romance, for good movies, good books. I wrote Love in the Afternoon, and the moon will move into Sagittarius by early evening on Sunday, okay? Now, we also have Mars, the planet of action, leaving the sign of Sagittarius and moving into the sign of Capricorn. So I think it's kind of cool that the new year gets kicked off with Mars and Sagittarius, which is kind of like go get it energy, fire sign of Sagittarius, and now moving into this earthy sign of Capricorn. And Capricorns like to get things done, no nonsense, okay? So more energy of being able to accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish, although we may not see as clearly yet, and we may not be able to communicate as clearly yet. It's going to get more clear as we go on. Now, we move into the week of January 8th through 14th. And on the 8th, we start off with the moon in Sagittarius, okay? So it's important to dream your ideas. Sagittarius loves to dream. So it's important to like sit in that space and envision those dreams and play with it. And, I love to just like, okay, and then what about this? And how about this? And just have fun with it. It's not supposed to be stressful. So dream, but don't get too attached, okay? Try not to, just try to have fun and be playful in it. On Tuesday the 9th, we'll have the moon moving into Capricorn by evening because we're heading into a Capricorn new moon, okay? So a lot of earthy energy going on. We're entering a highly productive period. If you know any Capricorns, they usually like to get it done, right? They're usually associated with high achieving. So we're entering into this highly productive period. On Wednesday the 10th, we'll have the sun in Capricorn. We'll have the moon in Capricorn. There's an option on the 10th, Wednesday, for late night work. You might feel invigorated to do so, okay? Then we move into Thursday the 11th when we wake up to the new moon in Capricorn at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And by evening, by 10 o'clock that night, the moon will move into Aquarius, okay? So remember, we have the moon in Capricorn. We have the sun in Capricorn. We have, what's that other planet that's in Capricorn? We have Pluto in Capricorn, okay? So, just using my computer here just to take a peek at that. Okay, so sun, moon, we also have Mars and Pluto there, all in that same, in the sign of Cap, in that transformational energy field of Pluto, okay? So it's going to be pretty wild. It's going to be interesting to see the things that we're trying to hold on to and what the universe is showing us has to go, right? Because Capricorn likes old stuff. Capricorn's related to antiques, right? Capricorn is related to antiquated ways of thinking. It has to do with traditions and values and foundation ideas of your life. So it's going to be pretty wild to have this Capricorn new moon with Pluto lingering right nearby. The moon will only be 9 degrees away, the sun and the moon on the new moon will only be 9 degrees away from Pluto. But really, when Pluto's involved, I'm just looking at the sign in general. But it would be called conjunct, right? In my terms, 9 degrees is enough to call it conjunct. So pay attention, see what's going on, see what the life is showing you, what needs to be let go of. Okay, this new moon in Capricorn at 20 degrees will be trine Uranus. Now remember, Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay, and so there could be helpful new friends, there could be helpful old friends, there could be some new ideas that come in, and so that's a really beneficial aspect. Now we move into Friday the 12th, and we will have the moon in that sign of Aquarius still. And all you Aquarius are getting ready because Pluto's getting ready to move into your sign. Okay, that's going to happen in just a few days. And we'll talk more about that. So Friday the 12th, money's on your mind and new ideas and viewpoints are available. Okay, a lot of earth energy, and then the moon in this radical Aquarius sign of newness. Okay, now Saturday for the weekend, we're going to have the moon be starting off in Aquarius on Saturday and then moving into Pisces on Sunday. So Saturday can be really social. It can be really fun, but it can also be very unpredictable. Okay. And then as we move into Sunday with the moon, when we wake up with the moon in Pisces, we're going to want to slow down a little bit, rest a little bit. The moon's also going to be conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn wants to go, get it done, but maybe what you can get done is get some rest done, okay? Get some dreamy time done. So rest early and then do what you want later in the day, okay? Now we move into the week of January 15th through January 21st. And we start off with Martin Luther King Day on the 15th. We have the moon square Saturn. So you got the moon in Pisces, and it's right there, just 6 degrees away from the ruler of Pisces, Neptune, okay? So we know Pisces is creative, artsy, dreamy, karmic, and we've got it right there next to Neptune. So it's going to intensify this Pisces energy even more. And I wrote conjunct a dream, right? So we think about Martin Luther King's dream for the world, and we want to dwell in our dream for the world on Monday the 15th. So Tuesday the 16th, we're going to take it slow. Old pain shows up, but don't worry, it won't be staying long, okay? The Mercury square Neptune ends on Tuesday the 16th, which will be nice. Things will start, the conversation will start to clear up a little more, a little less cloudy, okay? Especially our conversation with ourselves. Do have some squares going on with the moon and Mercury and Mars on the 16th. And the Venus-Neptune thing, the square is going to keep going till about the 24th, okay? So as we move into Wednesday the 17th, it's just one foot in front of the other. Let's just keep it simple, keep moving forward, okay? As we're finishing up Capricorn season, because by the weekend, the sun's going to move into Aquarius. So on the Thursday the 18th, we've got some really nice trines going on. I've got some stars on the 18th. So we've got this trine with Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and the moon in Taurus is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Taurus. Lovely day. Put some stars on the 18th. I'm adding more right now. Okay, so it's a fabulous day. So great day for investment, planning, and moving forward with projects, okay? Fabulous. Now, on the 19th, we still have the moon in Taurus, which is a beautiful sign. And I wrote, love is confusing. Do something you enjoy. Interesting. Okay, then we move into the weekend, and it's a Gemini weekend, all right? And it's an interesting weekend because, first of all, we don't have a lot of air energy this month. So with the moon going into Gemini, an air sign, that'll be helpful to balance things out a little more. Plus, we have the sun moving into the sign of Aquarius, air sign. And Pluto, dear old Pluto, our planet of transformation and change, death and rebirth, is going to move into the sign of Aquarius. It's a big deal. 7:50 p.m. on the 20th. Okay, so Aquarius, you are going to get, I really feel like you're going to get some oomph energy to really like make some changes and get out there and do what you need to do. There's a lot of power involved when we're talking about Pluto. So let's not think of this as a bad thing. You can't think of this as a bad thing because when Pluto finally stations in Aquarius, and what I mean by that is that just because it moves into Aquarius on January 20th, it's not going to stay there. It's going to stay there until about September 1st. And then it's going to retrograde. So it's going to bounce back into Capricorns. So all you Capricorns, come September, you're going to get to really look at where are you at? What is there any more changes that need to be made, right? Because life's going to show you what changes need to be made. Then it's going to stay retrograde till November 19th, and then it's going to go direct. And once it goes direct on November 19th, dear Aquarius, Pluto will be in your sign until March of 2043. You have 19 years with the planet Pluto, okay? So if you felt like things were dull, or you felt like you didn't know how to make changes, that part's over. That storyline's over. You're going to be prompted forward, okay? And you've heard me talk many times about Pluto being in my sign of Sagittarius and how much great change it brought to me when I was cooperating, okay? So cooperate with the change and live your life big, Aquarius, because it's your time, okay? Now, on Sunday the 20th, we're in Aquarius season, and Pluto's there too. So it's going to be interesting in general for everyone having the sun in Aquarius and having Pluto in Aquarius. Now, the 21st, the moon will be in Gemini. I love Gemini. It's super social. I wrote down big opportunities are knocking on Saturday, and for Sunday, just socialize. Gemini loves to socialize, get out and about, and enjoy the air energy, because like I said, it can get a little stagnant this month with a lot of earth energy and not a lot of air. So if you've been feeling that stagnancy, then the weekend of the 20th and 21st might be a really breath of fresh air for you. Now we move into the week of January 22nd through January 28th, and we're heading to a full moon. And we're not only just heading to a full moon, but we're heading to a full Leo moon, okay? So this is a really, really dynamic one. So we start off the week of the 22nd with the moon moving into, it'll be in Gemini most of the day, and then it'll move into Cancer at night, okay? Now, emotions, yeah, okay, the day might be busy, but towards evening, you might feel that emotional, maybe a little low, okay? It can lead you to be cranky. Maybe just do your own thing. Maybe Monday the 22nd is a great night to do your own thing, okay? Then Venus is going to move into Capricorn on Tuesday. So out of the free-spirited sign of Sagittarius into this more grounded version of Venus in the sign of Capricorn, that's willing to wait for what it wants, that knows good things take time, okay? So then the square with Neptune, Venus and Neptune square ends on the 24th, so that will be helpful. Tuesday the 23rd has a little bit of sticky energy, so please don't fall into other people's drama, okay? Full moons are dramatic no matter what. Leos are dramatic no matter what. So when you put a full moon and Leo together, you're going to have either a hell of a lot of fun or you're going to have a heck of a lot of drama, okay? So it's your choice. Be aware that that's what's going on for other people too, and you can only control yourself. So choose joy, choose the fun and the passion. Great time to hear live music and just live from the heart, because that's what Leo is, okay? But you want to avoid confrontation. You will not win in an argument. Nobody wins in an argument with a Leo. And also the drama, choose good movies, choose good books, choose those kind of things over just petty drama, okay? Now, Wednesday the 24th. Wednesday the 24th, the square with Venus ends. There's a little more positive vibes. I've got some stars on Wednesday the 24th for positive vibes. Schedule important events today. It's a really good power day of the week, okay? The full Leo moon starts at 12:54 p.m. on Thursday the 25th. It's the cold moon. And I wrote down, don't let others extinguish your joy. Please enjoy your joy all week, but especially on the 25th. The 26th will still have the moon in Leo. It's a great time to socialize, get out and about, and get some exercise, okay? A lot of joy going on, so let's get moving. The 27th, we go into the weekend. We start off with the moon in Leo till about little after lunch on Saturday, the 27th. Have fun. Love is in the air. We move into the sign of Virgo in the evening into Sunday. We can get stuff done, but there's still a lot of joy vibes, so have fun with it. If you want to rearrange, like Sunday would be a great day to rearrange your furniture, okay? Sunday would be a great day to just try moving things around a little, see how it goes, see if you can find a better way. Reliable love energy is available. That's a nice thing. So it's a great weekend, really great weekend. Enjoy the full moon. Now we move into the week of January 29th. We finish up the month into 2-4. So we're starting off with the moon in the sign of Virgo on Monday the 29th. And I have a big star on the 29th. And I wrote that you can get things done with ease. You can meet people who could change your life for the better. It's a lot for one day, Monday. Because Mars in Capricorn is going to be trining Uranus in Taurus, okay? So this is like a star is born kind of energy on Monday the 29th, okay? So if you may find like you run into someone helpful that's going to help you get what you want to get done. It's a great day for it. It's very lucky. It's very auspicious, okay? Tuesday the 30th, the moon will be square Venus. The moon will move into Libra by 3:04 a.m. And I wrote, don't waste your money. Okay, just keep that in mind on the 30th. On the 31st, you're not going to win, so just do your own thing. I wrote a little ouch on my calendar because there's a lot of squares, okay? All of a sudden, the moon is squaring Mercury, Venus, Mars, okay? So lay low on Wednesday, the 31st. Thursday, the 1st of February, things start to lighten up. The square with Venus ends, but there's still one going on with Mars and Mercury. We're going to have the moon move into Scorpio mid-afternoon, and you know how much I love a Scorpio weekend. On Friday the 2nd, it's Imbolc, and it's also Groundhog Day. So Imbolc is a pagan holiday, and it is celebrating, I guess it's mixed. I get confused because the pagan holidays got kind of mixed with like a lot of the Christian holidays at some point, right? So Imbolc is a celebration of the goddess Brigid, and she's the patroness of poets and healers. And so we have that celebration on the 2nd. It's also Groundhog's Day here in the US. And so I wrote down artistic romantic energy is available, and that's never a bad thing. I have another star on Saturday the 3rd. There's a lot of stars this month on the calendar. Artistic romantic energy on the 3rd, moon in Scorpio. You remember, Scorpio, as much as we like talk about it being like related, it rules the death card in tarot, and you know, it's all about change and deep emotion. Don't forget that it rules sex, okay? So Scorpio weekend. On the 4th, relax and recuperate. The moon will be in Scorpio for the morning. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not true. By the time we wake up, it'll be in Sagittarius. But there's a good energy for relaxing and recuperating and kind of maybe just goofing off a little. So that is our overview of the month of January. And, you know, people keep asking me, like, what do I think the new year is going to be like? And I feel like it's going to be a lot of back and forths, and it's going to kind of be like going over things, reviewing things. I feel like there's going to be a lot of numbers being reviewed and a lot of wondering what we really want and wondering what thing like that freedom vibe and what things are holding us back and what things really bring us happiness, and how can we rearrange our lives to provide that for us, okay? I feel like we're going to rewrite some of the rules that we hold ourselves to, Okay, so I'm wishing you all the best for the new year. And so we're going to jump into a pick a pile tarot reading. And I picked some earthy cards to represent the piles, because we have so much earth energy this month. So for pile number 1, I have the beautiful 9 of Pentacles from the Light Seers deck. Lots of pentacles there, lots of things of value there. For pile number 2, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Something new is sprouting, something new of value. And for pile number 3, I have the 6 of Pentacles, and there's some financial exchange going on here. So go ahead, whichever pile jumped out to you first, that's your pile, and let's get started. Pile number 1, I've got your 9 of Pentacles here from the Light Seers Tarot. Working with a few different piles here today. I have the Wizards Tarot, the Star Tarot, the Curious Creatures, and the Light Seers. So let's just jump in and see. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. And we're looking to see what you need to know this month of January, kicking off this new year. Okay, you're starting off with the Page of Cups. Not a bad way to start off. Looks like there's a lot of love and joy. Playfulness. Pages are young energy, and they're choosing love. Okay, and so we want to choose what makes us happy, what can help others, what can help ourselves, and bringing joy into the situation. There's the heart of the matter. You got the Magician from the Star Tarot. I love how this Magician almost looks, to me it looks like a paint palette. Okay, so he's creating change. He's related to the sign Scorpio. He's also related, he's ruled by Scorpio's ruled by Pluto, right? And co-ruled by Mars. So this is associated with Pluto, the planet of change and transformation, and Mars, the planet of action, okay? First teacher of the tarot deck, teaching us that anything and everything is possible. 2 water cards so far. Now, supporting the heart of the matter, you have the Star. And even though she's pouring water out, because this is an Aquarius card, it's often symbolized as the water bearer, okay? But this is an air card. So you've got, in the heart position of the reading, you have the Magician. And then you have the Star here supporting the heart of the matter. So the Star kind of is like pouring out what doesn't work for you, clearing the way. Look how she's beautiful, bright light. It feels very like crown chakra energy. And so this is a card of hope and healing. And so there is this beautiful energy here of pureness. The foundation of the reading, you have the Page of Cups, which was interesting because that was what the top of the reading was, right? Now, 2 versions of the same card. I always call this one the Taylor Swift version, the way they're making that heart with their hands. And look at, pigs are flying. So there's like this, almost like things are working out. There's this opportunity when pigs fly, right? Isn't that an expression? Like it probably won't happen, but when pigs fly, it's like, it's a rarity. It's magic. Okay, so there's this magic here. And it's almost like believing that there is this magic, Page being young. And there's like a lot of love energy here for you too. Let's see what else is going on. I kind of feel like the real meat of this is that you have to trust your feelings, because the Magician knows that his feelings are a navigation tool. And the Stars here trying to like put you to recognize your emotions and not just to be all in logic. Okay, so when you can do that, then you've got this playful, magical energy surrounding you. Now, behind the scenes, we have the Hanged Man. And so this is kind of like the card of delay. And this is behind the scenes. So you may have felt like you were just being held, but I see a lot of movement happening now. Here's the Queen of Cups. And so this is like, she could be a Scorpio queen, but she's kind of back there in the background, kind of waiting patiently. She she has like such a modest, like kind, loving feel to her. She is someone good to talk to, right? So behind the scenes, it's like maybe you've been in therapy, or maybe you've just been taking a pause and looking at things from another perspective. And now it's like, yeah, that's really paying off for you. As you move into the future position, you got the Strength card. And this is actually the card of the year, Strength, because when you add 2024, it equals the number 8. So you got the card of the year, number 8, Strength, in your future position. It's interesting to me too that there's a dragon behind you, and the Chinese zodiac for this year is the wood dragon. So to me, this is showing me that you're moving in the right direction, and it's going to even pick up some speed when we move into the Chinese New Year in February. Here's the 7 of Pentacles. 7 was the number of the year for 2023. So it's almost like she's got like all these formulas, all these ideas she's been studying. And now I feel like you're going to start to move into action. So some of these things that you've been calculating, curious about, they're going to start to move forward. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple more. Anything else that pile number 1 needs to know regarding kicking off this new year? I have the Emperor showing up. Oh, 2 majors. Love to see those. You got the Emperor. And I love that he's like, you know, even though he's ruled by Mars, he's sitting on Mars, the planet of action. He's taking his time to make his move. He's planning. He's got his chess piece there. He's not going to rush into these decisions. He's waiting for the right time, okay? And then you've got the High Priestess, and she's going to know by feeling when it's the right time. Card number 2, okay? So I think you've had a lot on your mind, and I think things are going, I kind of get the vibe like things are going good for you, but you may have felt like delayed. The delay is going to start to wear off, okay? Things are starting to be cleared out for you. Might not have always been comfortable, but you're definitely moving in towards success, okay? Sometimes when the 9 of Pentacles, which is the first card when you chose the pile, sometimes 9 of Pentacles, like, things are good, but you can like almost get used to it being good, or maybe get bored with it being good. So now it's like there's going to be movement, and there's going to be a little bit more excitement. You've got a lot of playfulness and a kind of lot of love energy and a little bit of sexy energy mixed in there with the Magician, Strength, and the Emperor. And then the High Priestess is card number 2, and she's about relationships, okay? So if you're looking for love, you may find it this year. If you're looking for more loving people in your life, you're going to be brought to it through feeling, okay? So I'm going to roll you some dice, and I'm looking for some power days of the month and some power signs for you for the month. And we rolled Venus in the sign of Aquarius in the 7th house, which is Venus's house. It's Libra's house. It's a house of relationships. So first of all, this is telling me if you're looking for love, don't forget to look through the people that you already know. All right, people who may be in your friend group or in an extended friend group or a friend of a friend. Okay, because that kind of energy is available. Don't be afraid to have your relationships look a little bit different than other people. Venus and Aquarius, okay? That's how it is. So power days for you. Anytime the moon is going to be in a Venus sign. So let me look back at my little moon calendar here. I love this thing. We sell these in our store here. And speaking of selling things, we're going to be working on our online store this year. So hopefully we can reach more of you. So the moon being in the sign of Venus, which is Libra, which it'll be on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's going to be a power time for you. Then we have the moon moving into the sign of Taurus on the 18th of January. And if you remember, that was a really blessed day. So really pay attention on January 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. All right. And then also you've got some Aquarius energy presenting itself, and we know Pluto's moving into Aquarius. So I would really concentrate on that weekend of the 19th and 20th, especially if you're looking for love, We're looking for new friendships, okay? And just looking for beautiful things in general. There's going to be a really powerful time for you, okay? So thank you, pile number 1, for joining me. Pile number 2, this beautiful Ace of Pentacles from the Light Seers Tarot. So I think of aces as very lucky, right? But it's also just a 1. So it's something fresh and new. Pentacles is anything earthy, anything of value. All right, so starting off the new year with something fresh and new. This can be new ideas. This can be new, this can be money. This can be a new job. So let's see what we have going on. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. I'm working with a couple different decks, and let's see what we've got. So we're starting off here with the 2 of Swords. This is from the Light Seers Tarot. Now, 2 is a relationship number, and Swords is air energy. It's the mind, it's thought. I think it's interesting that on her arm is tattooed the symbol of Libra, and so that's the symbol for relationships. I think of crows as very Scorpio-like. Crows kind of are known to be able to like dip into the underworld and back into this world. They have a lot of knowledge. They're very smart, okay? And they are just pulling her in a different direction, all right? So let's see. First off, we're starting with something new of value, and then this card of showing you that it's pulling you into a different situation. Maybe you've been in a situation that hasn't been healthy for you. You know, the first time I'm noticing all these lines on her arm, and I can't tell if they're tattoos or if those are from self-harm. I can't tell, but it looks to me that there has been definitely a lot of activity, a lot of symbols on her, and she's being pulled in a new direction. Okay, so we're starting off with the 2 of Swords. Let's see what's going on in the heart of the matter. Heart of the matter, we have the 5 of Pentacles from the Star Tarot. 5 is a number of change. Pentacles is anything of value. Okay, so there's a change of what's important. Like he has like the wolf with him there. He's not alone. All right, let's see what's going on. Supporting the heart of the matter, we have the Page of Wands. Page is young energy. This is from the Wizard's Tarot. And Wands is fire, okay? So it's like maybe you've been on your own recently. Kind of get the vibe like maybe you have left a relationship that wasn't healthy for you, or maybe the relationship with yourself is changing. Maybe you felt very alone, and maybe now you realize that you're not. Okay, and so here's this young person going out there and working his thing, all right, working and showing up in a new dynamic way, all right. The foundation of the reading is the 2 of Cups. So it's interesting that you got topped with a 2 and then bottomed with a 2, okay. And so to me, you know, you could see this as a relationship, and maybe it is, but I kind of get that it's about you and about kind of blending in self-acceptance, self-love, and actually showing up for yourself in a new way, and not knowing that you don't need it to be in an actual relationship to not be alone, because you're like, it's like you're always protected. Okay, all right, now let's see what's going on behind the scenes. We have the Hierophant, number 5 of the major arcanas, okay? Looks like Wizard's classroom here. This is a Sagittarius card, higher learning. This is a power position back here. So let's see, 5 is a number of change. Also, that's your second 5. Let's see what else we have in the background. Another 5, 5 of Swords, okay? So it looks to me like in the past a little bit, there's some heartache here, change of thought, but there's something here that's like bigger. I don't know if you were a student, maybe you were a teacher, maybe you've learned, maybe you had a really great teacher, maybe this last relationship, maybe this heartache was the greatest teacher. Moving into the future position, we have the World. Okay, now this is a beautiful card. This is the last major arcana, last major secret of life card. And so there's an end of a story going on here, okay? It's a successful end of story, but it's the end of a story. Almost looks like a book in the background. Along with the Five of Wands, another 5. It's just push and pull. Interesting card, huh? So there's kind of this back and forth energy, but then, so I don't know if you're ending a relationship. It's showing me that you're back and forth about it, but it's showing me that something's coming to a close. You're being guided forward. It's interesting that the first card that made you pick this pile was a 1, an ace, something new, where this world is like the end of something. Okay, now let me just pull a couple more so I can make sure I'm clear here. What exactly is ending here? The Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant again. Okay, so I was asking, what exactly is ending here? Well, the Knight of Swords is going after something full speed ahead. The Page of Pentacles is looking at something that's really important of value, right? So maybe it's like a new job, new something that's come in. And the Hierophant here again, that 5, that change. This is a pretty cool Hierophant, almost like a instructor, fitness instructor, right? These are your 2 versions of the Hierophant. Hierophant is a Sagittarius card.